Okay, so Happy Go Restaurant wants to know how customers feel about the service. In a random sample, 49 out of 70 customers said the restaurant was welcoming, inviting, and enjoyed their meal. If the next week they served 630 customers, about how many of them will enjoy the service? So we know 49 out of 70 enjoyed, right? But this time we're going to have 630 customers. So you're wanting to know this X right here. Solve that proportion and you have your answer. Now B says, what percent of the customers probably will not return or recommend the restaurant? So if you are not coming back, did you enjoy the restaurant? You probably didn't. So we need to know if 49 enjoyed it, how many are not happy? That number is going to go here. And then you're looking for a percent, so you need a percent proportion. Number 2, you are going to set a proportion. Says the new principal at Beezer High School wants to know how many of the 1,288 students are happy. That's going to go down here. In a random sample sent home, 75 out of 300 said they were happy. That goes here. And your X is going to go here. Easy peasy. Number 3, Mrs. Jones is planning on buying some new sporting equipment for 240 students in his after-school sports program. He wants to know which sports the students in the program enjoy the most so he can order the correct equipment. The results of his random sample are shown below. So based on his sample results, how many of the 240 students prefer basketball? So I know 14 like basketball. Out of how many students? Well, you're going to have to add all these numbers together to find out the total of students he asked. The other side of your proportion is going to have the 240 students. B is the same as A. It's just soccer instead of basketball. Even your total down here is going to be the same. So if you can do A, you can do B. Number 4. Number 4 is just like number 1. 33 out of 60. That's half of your proportion. We have 1,200 students. That's the other side. Number 5 is only more difficult than 1 through 4 because it asks you the question differently. It says a 7th grade student chooses a random sample of 50 out of 400 students. He finds that 7 students have traveled outside the United States. The student claims that over 50 of the 400 students have likely traveled out of the United States. Is the student correct? And you have to explain it. So, the student is or is not correct because how many students have been out of the United States? So to do this, you're going to set up a proportion. 7 and 50 go on one side. 400 goes on the other. The question is X over 50? You have to decide. The others look pretty good.